Hi, it's Kirk from The Next Level Now. Have you ever found yourself in the unenviable position of being stretched too thin? Too many things going on, you've agreed to too many projects, and you find yourself in a position where you can't do what you want to do and you can't do it well. You're trying to run around, it's like trying to step out little tiny forest fires as they burn through your property. So much of that occurs because we don't say no. And that's a hard lesson to learn. I'm still learning that lesson even now as I stretch myself too thin. But recently, my partner, Tamika, was at a point, because she's just such a kind-hearted soul. She's such a giving person. And when someone asks her if she can help them with a project, Tamika is usually one of the first ones in line to say, yeah, I can help you with this. Sacrificing her own needs, her own desires, sacrificing even time with her family to go and do. And she stretches herself so thin at times that I know it eventually, at least this last time, it caught up with her. And I was so proud of her because finally the one day she talked to me on the phone and she says, you know what, Kirk? She says, I can't do this and I'm backing out of this and I'm backing out of that and I'm telling people I can't. I just need to have my focus on what it is that I need to be doing instead of doing for everyone else. And that's a really awesome sentiment to hear. And that sounds strange because we are all taught to give. We're all taught to help other people, be servant-minded. Well, see, there's a difference between being servant-minded and being self-sacrificial. We were never intended to gut our own families, our own happiness, our own expense at that level for the needs of others. Helping, yes, but to sacrifice our own, to do that, I disagree with. I would strongly advise you not to put yourself in that situation. I have a online mentor who talks about this. Now, he doesn't know he's my mentor. I give him money to buy his books, and that's how he mentors me. He doesn't even know I exist. But his point on this was really well taken because he is a well-known self-help coach, guru, if you will. He mentors and talks to very famous, and a lot of them, famous people. He's very well known. So there's people all the time messaging him, texting him, and asking if he would be willing to help them with a project. And his point was, he fills out his calendar of things that he has to do weeks in advance. He's just that busy and he's that popular. He has so many things going on that finding that spare moment is very difficult to do. And he said he knows that people get upset with him when he calls back and he says, I can't really help you at the time that you want me to help you. Not that I'm not willing to help you, but I can't do it at that time because I have booked things for myself and for others through this time. This is the first available time that he has, and he would name a time where he might be able to help them. That's if he's even interested in helping them, but that's what he gives them. And he says, is that going to work for you, or is that an available time for you? And he said, more often than not, the people will say, oh yeah, that will work. It's just this was convenient for me today. Which means that they're asking because it's convenient for them, not necessarily for you. And you have to remember that as you kind of get pressured into, oh, will you help me today? Well, they probably have another 2 or 3 weeks before the project's due, but they're thinking about it today because they're thinking about their time frame. And if they can do that, then you can learn to say no. There is no shame. You need to be able to put things in order for you, for your family, for your friends that need you at this time, your close friends, the people who you're really surrounding yourself with, before you start extending yourself out and doing too much for anyone else, because that's going to lead to burnout. And as we've talked about before, if you're emotionally drained, it won't be long before you're physically drained. And if you're physically drained, you become, just worn out to the point where your immune system is down, you're going to get sick, you're going to have all kinds of health issues. So you want to make sure that you learn how to say no, or learn how to schedule at a time of your convenience and work that way. So this was Tamika Says No, and it was such a great lesson, I couldn't let it pass. Also, I'd like to remind you that the next level now is still moving forward. We're very, very close to having the web page up. We're very, very close to being able to offer you some different levels of coaching on different topics, everything ranging from communication and leadership to how to be successful to health counseling, all kinds of neat stuff that's going to be coming your way. Keep your eyes open, please. Like, follow, and share so that we get this information out to as many people as possible. All right, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.